Hey, hey, hey. I'm over here fixing my hair. Good grief, I look like it's a mugshot thing. It's my mugshot.
Good?
Yeah, I didn't know what I was doing. I'm on, but I had to do a whole new link. I didn't know what I was doing. Can you open that? Maybe it'll be less echo, 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 echo. Look, I told them behind here. Look, it's my mugshot. Look, Mr. Patient. It's the background. You get it? It's funny. You didn't laugh.
I don't get it.
Mugshot.
Oh,
like
mugshot. I didn't hear what you said.
Mugshot. Come
Okay.
tell the people hi, all 9 of them, and then you can leave.
Hey, y'all.
That's up his nose.
Hey, everybody.
In my ear.
What?
Tell them what you've been doing. Tell them what you've been doing today. And then you're invited to leave.
So who we got? We got
Hey, Kilty Gardner. Hey, howdy. How's
Barbara
life over there?
Lori.
Barbara in Florida.
Tonya and
Hi, Mr. Patient, Kilty Gardner says. Terry says, hey, Mr. Patient. Hey to Terry. Hey to Gomer. Hey to Goober.
hey, y'all.
Miss Andrea's there. Miss Lori's there. T&T's there. Miss Barbara's there. Miss Lois is there. Oh, Shawnee, I really enjoyed talking to my new friend Shawnee from Kentucky in YouTube comments. Good here in Virginia. Okay, so here's the thing, Kilty Gardner.
Hey, Miss Claire.
Hey, Miss Claire. We are shocked that the Lord didn't settle us in Virginia. Am I right about it?
Yeah.
We love Virginia and Western North Carolina. Well, the Appalachian.
Western Virginia.
The Appalachian area. Appalachia is the right way to say it, they say. Right?
Sure. All right. Well, y'all
That's
have
what
fun.
single dad, homesteading says Appalachia.
All right.
All right. Well, yeah, I had to redo a new link because
Kilty Gardner. Hey, we stayed the whole month of October last year in Virginia. I was a campground host at Shenandoah Lake Recreation Area and
Waynesboro-ish.
Yeah, and we drove an hour and a half each day up to the HOA.
He was there. We just didn't meet him. Yeah.
All right.
Daddy Kirbs interviewed him, I think. Am I right about it?
Okay.
And I know, Laurie, but we're doing what we're asked to do. We're obeying. We love bury me in the Shenandoah Valley. That's just all I'm saying.
Problem is Virginia is too close to the swamp.
Oh, stop that. Go away. This is a non-political conversation tonight. Now leave. Go. Go. Just go. I don't want to hear all that nonsense. People are already fussing at me for this, that, and other thing. Go on with yourself.
All right. Bye, y'all.
Birthday card. He doesn't know it because look what he's been doing all day. He's been painting himself. Miss Jean and Mr. Andy sent Little Music Man a birthday card. Well, Miss Claire did too. We got it today. Several people did, but I'm talking about the ones he got today. And Miss Jean said, Mr. Andy wants you to try 2 new foods for your birthday. So if you know Little Music Man, if you've seen us in person, you know that it takes great, mighty courage for him to try new foods. And Mr. Andy was paying him to try. What did he get him to eat?
I don't remember. He had him trying a new thing at every meal just about. All right. Bye, y'all.
Oh, Charlottesville. I was trying to think what Seville is because where I'm from, Seville is Cornersville.
Charlottesville. Walkings go down to Charlottesville.
Mm-hmm. So it looks like I'm drinking dirty water. It's just apple cider vinegar and ginger and honey. Miss Claire says, go to bed, Mr. Patient. No, Mr. Patient, he might be in bed by the time I get in there. So we're going to officially start talking about food and frugal cooking at 7. Until then, we're going to shoot the breeze. Is that what they say? Shoot the breeze. We got 5 minutes to shoot it. And I wish I had my chapstick. Let me text Mr. Patient and get a kid to bring me my chapstick. Just a second. Y'all get on here and visit with each other. Can you have one of the kids bring me my chapstick, please? All right. It's not chapstick. But, you know, do y'all do that? Like you use the proper noun for something like, would you hand me a Kleenex? But you really mean a Walmart brand tissue? Or can I have a Coke? But you really mean a Dr. Pepper. But down here in the South, we say Coke. Like if I want a Sprite, like if I'll say, which I don't because I don't drink them. But I might say, I'll take a Coke. And then a fellow Southerner might say, do you want a Mellow Yellow, a Sundrop, Mountain Dew, Dr. Pepper? What kind of Coke do you want? So is that weird to any of y'all? And have you ever heard of Sundrop? That's what I want to know. Do y'all know about Sundrop? I don't like Sundrop. But there's a popular cake called Sundrop Cake. And it's a really Southern thing. I don't like Cokes usually, first off. Second of all, I don't like lemon, lime, and tart and stuff like that. Blech. And so I'm not going to drink Sundrop, and I'm not going to drink Mellow Yellow, and I'm not going to drink Mountain Dew. Because, oh my goodness, do you want your kidneys to shut down? But anyway, that's beside the point. Sundrop. Let's see who's heard of Sundrop. Any soda is a Coke. Hello. Thank you. Kilted Gardner, did you grow up in the South? That's what I want to know. Did you grow up in the South? You can't remember what he ate, Miss Jean. I think it was, I don't know, but. Hey, Andrew Wright family from Colorado. There's Miss Tracy. Coke is a Coke. Dr. Pepper's a pepper. You know, don't be difficult, Laurie. Just, you know, it's all pop. Okay. Here's the thing. When I move to my next destination, which if you haven't seen that video, you need to watch the video. When I move that, I hope I'm not fixing my hair the whole time. I can't stand my hair tonight. When we move up there, we strongly believe a person needs to acclimate him and herself to the new area. Like, we believe that. Like, if people come down here from wherever, like in Michigan, from Michigan, when they came down here years ago, I was teaching school, and how do I say this? So wherever you move, we feel like the person shouldn't move in and say, she's in her pajamas. I was going to get you to say hi, but okay. All right. You can wave your hand over here. No, look, okay. Look, y'all don't know that. Get over here. So look, just show your head.
Hi.
Okay, so Miss Claire's here, Miss Barbara's here, Miss Tonya's here. A bunch of your, friends are here. So say hi.
Hi, everybody.
Hey, little Miss Homemaker. Okay, we're going to talk about the Coke here in a minute. There's Miss Amy. Remember Miss Amy at
I remember
before we went to Miss Rachel's house to eat supper. And okay, go ahead with your cowboy boots and your pajamas on.
I'm watching Grit.
Grit TV, a Western. You're watching a Western movie.
Yes.
What's the name of?
Something of the well, actually, I don't know.
Go watch your movie.
Well, the one that's on is actually.
Okay. Yeah, I'll talk to you about it later. Okay, I'm going to back up. We're going to talk about some Coke. Legal, liquid. Ever since we've been to Texas, oh my stars. She is we got 1 minute to chit chat. She is one cowgirl. Like, she hadn't taken her hat and boots off. And she's turned her bike into a horse, and she's named it and all the things. I'm at Owen's house. Yes. This is a kitchen wall. I opened these doors. Here, I'll show you. I opened the doors hoping I won't have much of an echo. Here's the kitchen. I'll show you. I'll turn around. I don't know what you can see because I can't see what you can see, but that refrigerator was in our house, the last farmhouse we had, if you remember farmhouse videos. All right. So, any soda is a Coke. Amen, sir. Oh, I was asking a while ago. Here's what because I get sidetracked. Y'all excuse me. You know that about me. But when I go to my new home, I don't want to change the way I am, but I'm not going to be the person that goes up there and expects them to acclimate themselves to me because I'll be the new person. So does that mean I have to start saying pop or soda or whatever it is they drink up there? I think they say pop up there, which is weird because that was Mr. Patient's daddy's name. So that's weird. Sundrop. Somebody's burning something or something's on fire. I don't like Sundrop. You just get a Coke if you ask for that here. Okay. Sundrop. Blech. Hey from Dixon. Hello, Michelle. I'm going to say hey to everybody, and then we're going to start talking about some frugal eating. Cheerwine. Okay, I've got a funny story about Mr. Patient and Cheerwine, but if I told it, it probably wouldn't be funny. It was just funny at the time from years ago, but he loves Cheerwine. Well, what's funny is he said one time, I can't have it with a meal because it's a sipping beverage. So apparently with Mr. Patient, there's different sodas, different pops, different Cokes that you have with different meals. Are y'all like that? Like if, I mean, I'm going to be honest. I have started drinking some Dr. Pepper because it helps with my headaches. I know it's not good. I get that. But hey, I'm a human person. Mr. Patient likes sodas, likes Cokes, but he drinks different Cokes with different meals. So like he'll say, well, what are you having for supper? Because I got to decide if I need a Coke or a Dr. Pepper or tea or water. So apparently to him, certain meals are either Coke meals or water meals or tea meals or Dr. Pepper meals. I don't know. Hey, Rebecca. I don't like it when people order a Diet Pepsi. Oh, wait, I lost those comments. Thanks to our moderators tonight. You'll see their names in blue with a little wrench beside it. Now, I don't, Diet soda's okay. Well, it's not. Oh, how funny. I just can't say soda. I don't eat baking soda is something I cook with. I don't even know. All right. I'll never be able to be Californian elsewhere. And I'm going to have to be, hey, TNS. Hey to everybody. Okay. Hey, Bonnie. Oh, I wish you and I could talk, Bonnie. I've thought of you a lot lately. Horses are great. Yes, they are. We say pop. Who doesn't like Cheerwine? Like I said, Mr. Patient says it's a sipping beverage. So if you're not going to eat, you're just going to sip. It's a Cheerwine. And Mr. Patient is on here. Okay. Yes, Mr. Patient. I'm talking about Cheerwine. I didn't know Mr. Patient was going to be on, but Mr. Patient, hit the like button so I'll get another like. Would you do that for me? Kilted Gardener is asking if we like Cheerwine, Mr. Patient. Hey, Cindy from California. Have to have Mexican Coke with Mexican food. We had Mexican Coke on the border a month or two ago. Pepsi with Taco Bell. Iced tea. Okay, now, hey, Lori, North Louisiana. I hope y'all are well down there. We're here to throw a wrench. That's what you're getting paid for, Miss Lori. You're getting paid to, or wait, no, you're not getting paid. He can't find the like button on his phone. I can't help him. I don't know. Cheerwine. Well, let's talk about Cheerwine a minute before we start talking about food. Y'all what's Cheerwine taste like? Isn't it like cherry? Isn't it like Dr. Pepper? Thank you, Amy, for hitting it for Mr. Patient. Dublin, Texas, Dr. Pepper. Are you for real? Like there was something in Texas that we didn't drink that we should have? Oh, you know what? I did go through Dublin, Texas when I visited Stephanie Noose. If y'all follow her, they are rodeo people and ranchers and, well, they're horse people. I don't know how to say it, but their kids do rodeo stuff. Anyway, dear friend of mine, y'all probably know Stephanie Noose, SD Noose from Instagram. And she took me to a heritage farm. It was a dairy farm, and we got cheese. Oh, glorious cheese. It was wonderful. And yogurt and raw milk. And we went through Dublin, and I saw the, sorry, talk too much. No comment. Mr. Patient, read the directions, honey, so you'll know what to do. We went through Dublin, Kilted Gardner. We went through there, and I saw the sign of the beverage company. I didn't know that it was a special Dr. Pepper I needed to be drinking because we love to travel around and try all the foods and the drinks and the stuff. Rebecca mentions I'm an iced tea drinker. I'm going to ask a question about that in a minute. Thanks for being here, everybody. Christy in Arkansas. You have to exit the chat to hit the like. Well, that's a shame. Then you missed something. What is cheer wine? Well, it's like somebody tell me. Isn't it like a Dr. Pepper? Isn't it like a sweet Coke? Isn't it cherry flavor? I don't know. I don't drink the stuff. Okay, Bonnie, that's good. Yes, that's what I thought. Cherry. Oh my goodness, I've been to Dublin. I'd forgotten about it. I like a Dr. Pepper, and I'm just going to say, I'm not going to mention this in my little health chats that are coming up every Wednesday. I might, but Dr. Peppers have helped some of my headaches lately. Mr. Patient, Miss Claire's going to eat Honey Nut Cheerios. Grammy used to love Dr. Pepper. Real sugar Dr. Pepper. All right. Okay. Well, what we are going to do is, thanks to the moderators for staying on top of things. Okay. Well, we have got, that's what I thought, Leanne. Cherry Dr. Pepper, that's what I thought. Well, I don't have a particular outline to go by tonight. Actually, I do have some notes, but when I do the health talks the next 3 Wednesdays, I'm going to have an outline because it's going to be a strict 40 minutes. And I need to try that Dublin Dr. Pepper, especially since I've been there. We're going to talk about things that we're going to, excuse me again, we're going to talk about our experiences with different things. And tomorrow from, from 11 to 11:40, strictly 11 to 11:40, because I've got things to do during the day like everybody else. And we're going to talk about what has helped us. What is our experiences with TMJ? Does anybody have TMJ? And migraines. They're not connected, but TMJ and migraines. Oh, he's gone? Okay. All right. Bye, Mr. Patient. So yeah, we're going to talk about that tomorrow. And then next Wednesday, if you've noticed, I removed the reminder thing off of my homepage because I changed it up. I'm going to somebody's house and we're going to forage in their yard, and she's going to show us what she uses for their health right in her suburban backyard. So that is next Wednesday from 11 to 11:40. And that's because somebody requested it and I made it happen, Lord willing. Okay. All right, let's talk about Now, I'm counting on y'all to have input with this. I've got some tips, but I'm counting on y'all to have input. And then we're going to give this away at some point whenever the spirit moves. That's what my daddy used to say, when the spirit moves me. When I get the urge, we're going to give this away. Now, this is, it's used, and it doesn't have marks. I don't even know if you can get this anymore. I got mine off of eBay, and it is used, and there's no binding, and it's just... we'll talk about it. I mean, it's a great book, but it's in good condition. So we're going to give that away. I like this book. Found it at Goodwill, be honest with you, and I got it for the purpose of sharing with y'all. So I'm going to show you one other cookbook I've got, but let's talk about, and maybe you're taking notes, or maybe you're just, all right. Hey, Christina. Glad to have you. Hey, Miss Linda. Hey, Kira. All right. Okay, so number one that I have on my, y'all jump in. This is what we're here for. We're just here to have a relaxing conversation about this. But planning a menu, I think, is the number one way of of cooking frugally. I'm in my lawn chair inside, so I'm just relaxing. We don't drink Cokes either. I'll chime in on the Coke thing. I mean, we typically don't drink them. I don't buy them unless I'm using it for a certain recipe, like the cherry Coke salad. And it's in my cookbook. I bought some for Easter because I used it to pour over my ham. Well, hey, Miss Katie. Hey to you. All right, so we're talking about, I want y'all to chime in on planning a menu. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about planning a menu. And if it's not inconvenient, if y'all can type in big letters, then I will see it faster. If you have a comment to add to the conversation about menu. And do you do theme meals? Do you do repetitive meals? Let's talk about that for a minute. I like sparkling water. It gives you the carbonation if you're missing that in a Coke or a soda or a pop. All right, so international meals, yes. At once upon a time, okay, you don't plan menus anymore. Once upon a time, I did like Italian Thursday, and that was just a fun way to say we were probably going to have spaghetti every Thursday or lasagna. Oh, I love Indian food. Do you find that's frugal or expensive? Because I can imagine maybe it would be more on the frugal side. I love curry. I love hot and spicy. And spices are not an expensive thing to use. You know, you can have an extensive spice cabinet, and it can really, pardon the pun, it can really spice up your meals inexpensively. I buy in bulk. I buy my spices from the Amish food store in bulk in Ohio, or really wherever we are. I've bought them in Missouri and different places. And that's a great way to not have dull meals. Spice them up. Less meat. It's one thing that was on my list, Bonnie. Less meat. Eating a lot of stir fry. Now, I've done that in the past with leftovers. Stir it all up and call it supper. And there's a recipe in here in this book that I'm going to give away. See, mine is all torn up because I have used this thing. But there's a stir fry in here I think this book is look, it's a 1996, I think. And it is, y'all, I'm not sick. If you don't already know, it's just, I'm not sick. My cough doesn't mean I'm sick. There's a stir fry in here, and I make notes in my cookbooks. And mine says, good, I like the peanut butter edition. And so it tells you. So stir fry is one of the things she suggests in this book. Eat healthy for $50 or a week, which that's 1996. Okay, we do. I repeat meals. I was thinking about this a while ago. I think that repeating and rotating meals and menus that work can be frugal, because a lot of times if I try something new and we don't like it, then we're not going to eat the leftovers. And that's not frugal, because I'd like to know how many of y'all, raise your hands or just say, does your family eat leftovers? Because I've met some people who don't. Pool parties. Well, that's fun. Okay, you can make curry ahead of time. And the rice is not expensive, you know, if you eat rice with the curry. Okay, it's just you and your dog, and I know some other people on here. It's just her and her husband, so yeah. Okay, good tip from Andrea, our supper stories. Y'all read that. One trick to keeping international cuisine. Okay, read. Y'all can read that. I don't know. Sorry. This is how we operate around here. All right. The jarred curry sauce, I want to say, Aldi, if you have an Aldi near you, which I love Aldi. I wish Aldi were paying me to talk about them as much as I do, but they're not. Nobody's paying me. And they're inexpensive, and they have so many great options and healthy options. Hunting, that's another way. Yes, Christina. Hunting is another way to be frugal. Or raising, not just hunting, but raising your own animals like birds and, beef, pork, whatever you raise. Okay, casseroles. Absolutely. I'll tell you a funny story about casseroles in a minute. I know it's harder if you're home alone, you're single, or if it's just maybe you and your husband, but I know that my mother-in-law is finding it such a change to, thank you. Hold on, please. Not you, them. I was saying, I was asking them to hold on so I could put these under my tongue. This is not medicine. I'm not taking medicine in front of you. Well, actually, I guess it is medicine, but homeopathic. And I just decorated the floor with it. Right on live television. Well, that's embarrassing. And we need a drop, too. This helps with coughing. It's phosphorus. We'll see if it works in a minute. Pardon that, but you're here for real life tonight. My mother-in-law is, she's a widow, and it's different for her. Okay, leftovers. That's the question. Christina said yes. Barbara says yes. Yes. Do you reinvent leftovers? That's what I want to know, too. Some things are better left over. Can I get an amen? Do y'all know? Name some things that are better leftovers. Leftover. Oh, hey, Lisa. Okay, Jean's family doesn't enjoy them, so I guess you just make sure you don't have leftovers. Some things are better. I'm just saying. And we eat leftovers. I try to plan your own meal every week, which is either me setting out the leftovers or we eat what we feel like eating. Hallelujah. Amen. I love that. I love your comments. Forgive me for pausing here to read them, but this is awesome, and this is why we're here to share. Repeat meals, Katie says, Mexican, Indian, Italian. Do lots with different grains, beans, veggies, and spices. Cut out meat. Lentils. You know, I used to think I didn't like lentils, and that's before I learned how to cook them. And you know who taught me how to, she taught me, is Homemade Home 8. If you follow her on Instagram, we went to her house, and they had such a delightful and simple, but I mean that so complimentary lentil stew, and they invited Little Miss Homemaker and I to stay, and it was the most, I left there crying like I'd had a hug from my grandma, because just the simple lentil stew with rice and sliced tomatoes, and I will never forget that meal and the hospitality around it. And it's all about, you know what I think too, y'all? I think it's so important, and I'm not doing this where I live now. I mean, I can't. We're eating on these TV trays that are sitting right in front of me as tables. But it's so important to sit down at the table. And I hope a lot of y'all are doing that now, where maybe you didn't used to before all this, CV stuff. I can't say the word. But I hope you're sitting down and enjoying a meal together, or, more than you did. But that's so important. And you can there's Proverbs. It talks about this in Proverbs in the Bible. And I can't remember exactly, but it's something about eating steak. I'm paraphrasing. But it's something about the atmosphere is more important than what you're eating. Y'all know what I'm saying. I mean, you could eat a steak with turmoil and everybody fighting, and do you know that that's toxic to your body? Like, physiologically, that is toxic. For there to be such a harsh environment and ill feelings and the opposite of peace and joy, and trying to eat with that is actually toxic. I've heard research about that. Anyway, I'd rather you eat a peanut butter and jelly on sliced white bread in peace than, a fancy steak and baked potato or whatever in turmoil. There's my little sermon. All right. Bonnie says the two of us, I'm behind on my more than Heb. I don't know what Amy is saying, but I will. I bet that was the Aldi comment. I'm behind on these. I may have to just scroll and not read everybody's, but I loved HEB in Texas. Oh my word. I loved it. Okay. Chili's better. Soup is better. Spaghetti is better. Lasagna is better. Soups and stews are better. All right. Now, some things are not. Pizza leftover. Oh, I love pizza leftover if we can heat it up in my Bella electric skillet to where it has a crusty or crustier crust. I love that. My mom likes my leftovers. Well, that's convenient. You can just say, here, Mom. All right. Thank you, Christina. Proverbs 15:17. Thank you. All right, so some things that we do as far as that in that area of planning a menu. Pot roast okay, I'm sidetracking here. Pot roast leftovers. Do you know the other night I posted this on Instagram? I made biscuits and hash, and my mama always made hash. Sorry, I'm having to roll my shoulders back because my shoulders are hurting. Mama always made hash, And I did that the other night, and it was so comforting. And all that is leftover roast and chopped up potatoes, and you cook all that, and it's good, and you serve it over biscuits. Also, that's another thing. Figure out how to creatively use your leftovers. Because yesterday I went to the chiropractor and to get my hair cut. It may or may not have been illegal to do that. And I put in the Cuisinart mixer before I left, in the food processor, I put leftover roast beef. What did I put? Onion powder. I didn't put salt and pepper because it already had it. Onion powder, pickles, pickle juice, mayonnaise, a big thing of squirt of mustard, and put it in the food processor. And that was their roast beef spread. And it wasn't very appetizing looking. Might have looked a little bit like Alpo, but it was very good. I had a sandwich before I left to go to the chiropractor. And Mr. Patient, I asked him last night, I said, how was your lunch? And he was like, oh my word, it was so good. He said, I ate 2 sandwiches and I was mad because I was full and I wanted more. So, oh, and that reminds me, I got to tell you the casserole funny thing too. But yeah, so use your leftovers creatively or plan for them. I mean, plan, like if your family doesn't eat leftovers, maybe they don't want leftover roast beef, but maybe you can plan to use the roast beef for something else and they don't know it's leftovers. I don't really, understand, because we've always had to eat leftovers. So I don't know. I'm curious why people don't eat them. Like, are you just tired of it, or you think it doesn't taste the same? Because I don't know. Yeah. Oh, Shawnee. Okay. I'm sorry. Well, I understand that. And I'm glad you were here. Thank you for being here. Bye, Miss Barbara. Lock up those chickens. Don't let anything get them. All right. Pulled pork and spaghetti sauce. Oh, well, as long as y'all are getting along with your steak and potatoes, you're good. I was going to tell you the thing about the casserole, and then I'll tell you what's next on my list. So when Mr. Patient and I met, I'm going to talk about him. When we met, I think it's funny on both ends, because they were hunters, and they always had, every Saturday night, they had steaks or hamburgers, or both, or not both, or I don't remember. But anyway, they always had steaks or hamburgers grilled every Saturday night. And we didn't have a lot of meat when I was growing up. And we didn't, my daddy was a school teacher, so that's how much money we had. And so we didn't have a lot of red meat. We raised a few cows, but we didn't have it regularly. The reason Mr. Patient's family had it is because they were hunters, and Mr. Patient still is a hunter when he gets time. But I always thought, oh my goodness, they're so rich. They are so wealthy because they apparently, they have all this red meat and they are just so rich. Well, the funny thing was, when we started dating, he would come to my house and Mama made buku number of casseroles. I mean, she had, and I'm the same way. I can turn anything into a casserole, mix XYZ together and put cheese on it, put it in the oven 350, 30 minutes and call it a casserole and say you're full. And Mr. Patient told me later in the years, he's like, good grief, I thought y'all were so rich and so fancy because you ate casseroles. And only rich, fancy people eat casseroles. So we had this preconceived notion that we laugh about now because we each thought the other one was so, rich and fancy. And ultimately, they were eating meat because that's what they had. And we were eating casseroles because, all the leftovers put together equals a casserole. But some people don't eat casseroles. So that's what I have heard people say. It's nice outside today. I'm enjoying it. Oh, fried spaghetti. That sounds good. What in the world is that? What in the world is fried spaghetti? I've got to know because that sounds good. All right. Jeannie loves casseroles. Good. We do too. All right. Casseroles are fancy. We're fancy people, he says. Well, now look at him. He's fancy because he eats casseroles. I have down here, sometimes we do Meatless Monday. Oh, I wanted to share one thing too that on meal routines is, look at my time, is breakfast. And what we have done for years for breakfast routines, I actually talk about it in my cookbook. And we have had, here it is on page 18 if you have the cookbook, but it's just talking about it right here. And it says, Katie's timely tip. Let me get another sip of water. Tracy, I made a soup the other day with my leftover Easter ham. Oh, how funny, Lori. Okay. This I wrote on here. I'm reading from my cookbook. This mama is not a morning person. As much as I enjoy cooking, I do not wish to put too much thought I do not wish to put much thought into cooking before 10 a.m. One practice that has served us well for over 25 years is that of having regular breakfast menus for each day of the week. 25 years now. This routine has helped to ease my mornings since everyone knows what to expect and can usually gather or prepare his own breakfast. There have been seasons when we have eaten breakfast together and seasons when we didn't, mostly don't. A bonus is that the children learned about days of the week by using the breakfast menu routine. So little music man will go, oh, today's Wednesday because we had pancakes this morning. And that's how they've learned. Grocery shopping is eased by this routine as well. And that's why I'm bringing it up because I wrote down on my notes that this allows bulk buying. When you plan ahead, for me, it's like I've got an assistant. And sometimes I'll say, okay, what has she planned for lunch tomorrow? And, kids think I'm goofy, but I am. And so but I've written it down, and then all I have to do is go and see what has already been planned. And it's so helpful. But so I'm just going to tell you 2 or 3 of the days, but like Tuesday is either cream of wheat, oatmeal, or cheese grits. Now, I'm going to tell you, those 3 are listed because we have 6 children, in case you don't know that. The oldest is 27, youngest just turned 9. And so the older 3 boys who are adults now, they always liked all 3 of these, but I just make oatmeal every Tuesday morning for the kids, littles, and I don't always make it. This morning, Mr. Patient did. Wednesday is breakfast. Thursday is bagels with either butter, cream cheese, peanut butter, and Nutella. Friday is, it's got down here cereal and milk, but lately it has been yogurt bar because I don't buy cereal much at all anymore because it's not good for you and it's expensive. And then you got to buy the milk on top of it. And I'm not thrilled about the stuff that's in store-bought milk. Just several reasons why we don't do cereal and milk, plus it doesn't fill them up. So we do homemade yogurt bar, and they put different things like chocolate chips. They're allowed to put certain things. They know what they can put on it. Nuts, chocolate chips, I don't know, granola that an Amish friend gave me. I think Little Miss Homemakers used all that up. But so they can put stuff on their yogurt, chocolate syrup, maple syrup. We have a video of how to make yogurt. Actually, you know what? We have a 59-second video here on YouTube. But I'm telling you now that this coming Thursday, we've got, I'm sorry. this coming Thursday, we have an updated yogurt video just because somebody asked for it. It's the same method, but we talk a little bit more about the details of making it. So this Thursday is crock pot yogurt. It is so easy. I asked Mr. Patient to make some on Sunday. He was like, well, I don't know how. He said, is it hard? And I said, you have to be able to do this. You have to be able to pour a gallon of milk in the crock pot. So if you can do this, you can make yogurt. Cheese grits, yes, sir, Bob. It is, yes, sir, buddy Bob. It is so good. In fact, I think, I'm sorry, I know it's annoying to y'all. I think we're having cheese grits for Thursday lunch just because I have cheese grit, or I have grits. So having a daily breakfast routine, yes, Christina, is what we do. And that way it's a no-brainer. I don't have to think about it. They don't have to say, what's for breakfast in the morning? And they just either get it, like Thursday they get their own, Friday they get their own. We're not up to making our own oatmeal just yet. But anyway, they can get their own. Cream of wheat. Now, here's my secret. We had this the other day. And yes, it is blah. But here's how I've done it for 25 years. And you just make the cream of wheat according to the directions. I've always taken and after it's put in the bowls, I spoon sugar over it. I used to use white sugar. Now I use pure organic cane sugar. You can get it at Aldi or Walmart or whatever. And it kind of forms a crust kind of deal. And then I serve it with mandarin oranges. That's how I do it. That's how I've always done it. And we like it. Mr. Patient doesn't like it, but the other day we had it and he politely said, can I please have something else? But yeah, we don't eat a lot of it just because I don't know why, but that's how I make it. Okay, here, let's hear what y'all have to say. So Rebecca says, make extra pancakes, put them in the freezer. Absolutely, positively, that is a time saver. It's a money saver. It's so smart. Soak pre-rolled oats each night. It only takes 5 minutes to cook them in the morning. Good tip. Anything can be made into a taco. Well, that sounds good. I like crunchy. That's my preference. That fried spaghetti oddly sounds amazing. So yogurt bar is, like I said, it's yogurt, homemade yogurt, which do you know how, oh my goodness. I make a gallon of yogurt at a time. So it only cost however much the milk cost you. So back when I was getting a gallon of raw milk for $2 from my Mennonite friends, $2 a gallon, healthy, organic, not organic. I don't know if it's organic, healthy raw milk. Then that whole gallon of good, healthy yogurt cost me $2. Think about that, y'all. That's so good. Try pricing it at the store. Okay, I also like to make grits spicy. I've only done this 2 or 3 times, but I like to cook it with a cinnamon stick and some butter and some, what else? I can't remember now how I do it. I've done it other than cheese grits. Cream of wheat, I think you're right. It may be a northern thing, maybe. I don't know. I don't know. Brown rice bit cereal with cook. I don't know what brown rice cereal is. Oh, I see what you're saying. Hot cereal. Okay. Okay, so Kilted Gardener talks a lot about curry, so I think they know a lot about that I don't. $19 a gallon of yogurt here. I'm not kidding. So whatever kind of yogurt you want, like if you want organic, whatever, I mean, you start with your milk. So if you want raw, now you're heating it up, obviously, in the crock pot, but still it's going to be better than store-bought. So if you want raw, yogurt, it's whatever you start with, whatever kind of milk you have. If you have cheapo processed, which I've done before, you do what you can. And that's the kind of yogurt you're going to have. So does that make sense on the pricing on the yogurt? But it's so easy. I mean, y'all, my 8-year-old, when he was 8 years old, he could make it. So tune in Thursday for that video on yogurt. Meatloaf sandwiches, Joyce. Yes, we had those when we went to, when we were in Oklahoma about, I don't know when it was, 2-3 weeks ago. And they were so good. All right, I'm going to throw some things out there and y'all see what you say. And I keep looking at my time. A moderator needs to tell me, give me a 5-10, remind me to do the giveaway in 5 or 10 minutes. And I also want to, before I read some comments and do the giveaway, I want to mention on here about Patreon. Now, I'm not sitting here asking for money. I'm explaining to y'all that we have a Patreon page, and apparently a lot of people are real confused about what that is. But the reason I'm telling you that, and I've got some, thank you, Barbara. I've got some things scheduled out there for free and public. So Patreon is a subscription service, just like, who subscribed to the 8-track tape service or a magazine or whatever a subscription service is. You subscribe, you get extra stuff, right? So that's what Patreon is. What stuff it is up to the creator. And we provide different gifts and a cookbook and postcards and all kinds of different things to our patrons depending on the levels. But also, it's very important to me that I serve the folks who are following, because there's a follow button and it's free. And I put stuff on there that, like if you would follow on Facebook or Instagram or whatever, it's free. And so I put, not as much as I wish I had time to, but I've got free videos and posts, and I'm trying to do really better this summer about scheduling so I can actually have more content out there for you. So I'm just encouraging you. I do know I have some videos and posts related to our topic tonight. I have those things that have come out already and that are coming out on Patreon. So I just invite you to go over and follow for free. And if you choose to support us and our support our small business, that's what TurboTax says I am. They say I'm a small business owner. So if you choose to support small business financially, then we appreciate that too. But that's not what I'm asking for. I'm asking y'all to go and follow for free on Patreon. All right. Lived in England, so I ate lots of curry. Well, that's interesting. Bonnie's hungry. All right, I'm about to give this book away. Oh, my word. I take leftover grilled cheese sandwiches and turn into croutons for tomato soup. What a brilliant and delicious idea. Air fryer. Okay, I'm not familiar. I mean, I'm familiar. I've heard of it, but I've never used an air fryer. You know what I want? I want Mr. Sun Oven people to come and say, here, Miss Katie, use this with our compliments. Anyway, now on the, thank you so much for posting the links, Barbara. And I will tell you that on our heritageways.com, I have, in one of the tabs, I've got a lot of menus I took time to type out when I first started the website. A lot of menus, like you can click autumn menu number 1 and spring menu number 2 or summer menu number 3. So I've got a lot of menus. I've got some recipes that should get y'all started. Runny yolk egg on grits. You know what? I like a runny yolk egg on cream spinach. Your kids are very exceptional. Thank you, Hoot Owl Holler. I appreciate that. God is good. We're not perfect. But Mr. Patient tells people that you get what you expect, and I guess, I don't know, maybe he's right. Thank you for saying that about the cookbook. I do appreciate that. And I'll show you. There it is. And it is, I mean, as you see the size, it's and it's 156 pages, and I think it's 308 recipes. I think that's the number. Okay, so this I just opened up. This is hamburger seasoning mix. Now, this is a secret that I'm not going to ever give away on social media. You have to buy the cookbook too. There's about 4 recipes in here I will never give away. You have to buy the cookbook. 3 of them are blue ribbon prize winners, and this is one of them. That's why I'm covering it up. Italian seasoning herb mix, pumpkin pie spice mix. Here, I'll randomly open to another page. Sirloin tip roast, baked spaghetti, and one more. Whole wheat walnut bread, white slicing bread using a bread machine. But I've also got actual menus that I've used because I'm weird like that. I love cooking, and I always write down the earliest one is I always write down what I'm serving people, even if it's a birthday dinner for 4 people. 1995, that's the first one. Anyway, okay, it's got a lot of heritage stories and things like that. Oh, I want to show you this. We'll do the giveaway in a second. Knowing what you're going to eat in meals avoids takeout. Here's some tips I'm going to read off, and then we're going to quit at 8 o'clock on the dot. Knowing what you're going to eat avoids takeout. And hey, let's order pizza. I'm not seeing. I need to stop and see if there's. I'm skimming these, y'all. I'm not trying to be rude, but I can't talk and read at the same time. I hope y'all are reading these, though. This is what I wanted. Community. Instant pot. Am I almost done with your volume 2? Okay. Y'all want me to tell some secrets? No. Thank you for saying that about the cookbook, Laurie, and thank you for asking that, Jean. I have a couple of secrets. Thank you for saying that, Tracy. This cookbook took me 12 years to write, and only because I procrastinated. And the only reason you have it in your hands is because I have a wonderful husband who insisted last January that I go to my sister's house, and she has an apartment over the garage, and I literally spent probably 2 to 3 full weeks holed up. Oh my goodness. Talk about shelter in place. And I wrote the thing. And kudos to Mr. Patient and to my son Morgan, who encouraged me. And I think I've got a dedication or thank you to Morgan in there. Yes. You know what? Okay. See, I get sidetracked. Rabbit trail. But here's the thing. He says food. They say, Kilted Gardner says food is good for the soul and everyone can relate to it. Food and meals are where you can come around a table like we're doing now, coming around our virtual table, where we can come around a table. Right now we're feasting on this information, but real physical food, you can come around a table, you can hear people's stories. It gives me chill bumps to just think about the power of meals and food and how you can build community and change the world. I'm serious. I mean, you can just listening to each other, listening to other people's stories and sharing your own can be done in a more peaceful way, collectively around a table of nourishing food. We have had hundreds of, literally, we've had hundreds of people in our home in the past 30 years, just in our marriage, not counting before I got married and I was my daddy was a preacher and all the people we had in our home. But we've literally had hundreds and hundreds of people in our home. And for a meal. And just our 6 children have been exposed to all sorts of people and all shades of skin and different religions and beliefs. Y'all don't get me started on what a meal can do, because a meal can just bring people together who wouldn't ordinarily. And it's so important to me to share food and to share recipes and to share the heritage. Virtual community table. And hey to Kathy, hey, virtual dinner party from Canada. I'll stop there because of time, but just food is very important in the act of showing hospitality and cooking a meal. And if you've seen the video of what we want to do and where we want to go and what we, Lord willing, what we want to do when we get there, you'll see where I got so excited in that video about what I was talking about, which is related to this right here. Okay, let me show you this cookbook, if you can find this on eBay. This is awesome, and I've had this. Look, I've had this since 1996. Well, I don't know if you can tell. It's marked up. It's got little paper sticking out. I've got my Amish clippings from my Amish newspaper that I'm going to subscribe to again next month. So I'm excited about that. It's just for Amish and Mennonites and other people who get the subscription. But anyway, I don't know who else is strange like me who would want it, but I love it. This is 1993 copyright, but it's Cheap Eating by Pat Edwards, I'm sorry. Cheap Eating by Pat Edwards. It's a great cookbook. A couple things we're not going to talk about, but I'll mention bulk buying. And I was going to ask what your favorite things to buy in bulk. Watch your beverages. Making tea is cheaper than sodas or pops or Cokes or whatever. And also sun tea is cheaper than making it on the stove because you're not using the electricity or the gas or the microwave. Well, that's electricity. And water is cheaper still. So think about your beverages when you're thinking about frugal cooking. Think about once a month cooking, also called bulk cooking, also called freezer cooking. I'm very familiar with that, and I did that forever, and I love that and look forward to doing that again. Also, I've organized and been involved in dinner swapping, and where I might make, let's say, for example, I might make 2 lasagnas, and then I'll swap one lasagna with this friend, a 9x13 lasagna, and she'll give me a 9x13 chicken pot pie. So if you have a sister or a neighbor or mom or another busy mom, whoever can do that with you, it's an idea. I assume you know what once a month cooking is, bulk food cooking, freezer cooking. It's basically cooking a buku of food and then putting it up. But big advice, do your shopping one day. Don't plan to shop, excuse me, don't plan to shop on the same day you're doing any food prep. Plan your bulk cooking or once a month cooking or whatever, twice a month cooking. Plan it extensively, however you like to plan, on paper or computer. Shop. Don't take kids with you. I'm not laughing when I say that. I'm serious. Because, trust me, I know that. By the way, y'all notice the phosphorus worked pretty well for me. So, I found that to work when I'm kind of public speaking like this, and this helps a public speaking cough for me. So come back on every Wednesday for the next 3 Wednesdays, and we'll talk about health. And then the next day on your bulk cooking routine, plan your, you might do it for 2 days. Like you might brown all your meat and package it, or cook all your chicken or whatever. Maybe the next day you'll assemble it. Maybe you'll like somebody in there helping you. I don't, because I'm a snob like that. I can go faster. And if I don't have to teach somebody, like Little Miss Homemaker, bulk food cooking is not a time to be training and teaching people, including Mr. Patient. If you're watching Mr. Patient, I'm sorry I said that out loud. I love you, but you need to get out of the kitchen, because bulk food cooking is not a time to be teaching and training people. Get in there and get her done. And something else I wrote down that I've used, of course, farmers market, buying clubs, co-ops. Like I've been involved in, I don't know if it's called a buying club, but like or a bulk food shopping, like they order. I don't know how it works. Bulknaturalfoods.com is what I used. So I don't know if that's just Tennessee, Azure standard. That's the kind of thing I'm talking about, y'all. All righty. Okay. Now, Kara, yes, ma'am. And that's yeah. I'm entertaining that for my business, that idea. But I don't know. I'm also looking into standards of what's going to be involved for me to have the business that I want to have. As far as what kind of meals I can. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much. Hoot Owl Holler. I appreciate that. I appreciate that so much. Thank you. Thank you. I want to say this, and then I promise we're going to give this away and we're going to say goodnight. I wasn't prepared to say this, but given that sweet encouragement of donation right there, or whatever word you want to use, I was sometimes I'm spontaneous in what I say. The other day I was making a video of Little Music Man's birthday day for our patrons, and I know, surely, I know y'all understand that there's certain things that we just don't want to share publicly in the world, like our finances and how we can afford to full-time travel and adoption story and things that are sensitive and things that, quite frankly, I don't want everybody in the whole wide world having access to. So those things we put on Patreon, and I know y'all can understand that. But when I was making that video the other day of Little Music Man's birthday day, I accidentally fast-forwarded one segment where he was running, but not fast forwarded. I slowed it down accidentally. And I just started weeping and thinking, this right here, this is what the folks who are supporting us are supporting. Now, and when I say supporting us, I mean sharing our videos, helping us grow community in a non-financial way, monetary way, just sharing our videos and subscribing and liking. And then those folks who are able to financially help us a little bit and support us. I thought, this right here, this is what folks are supporting, because we are in our 50s and we are blessed with these 3 children that we adopted. And we think about it, y'all. I'm the same age as their biological grandmother. And so it's not always easy. And so the fact that sometimes folks help us by Patreon or whatever, to me, that's what you're supporting. You're supporting us and allowing this to be our paying job so that we can give more attention and we can both be home to be with the kids, because it honestly takes both of us. Now, having said that, Mr. Patient is going to get himself a job when we get to our next place, because we have to do that to buy land or house or whatever. But I don't even know if that makes sense to y'all, but I just want to say you are helping us to raise these, I call, not to their faces, but I call them orphans no more, because these kids would have, the Lord rescued them from what would have been HELL. And I'm just so thankful that he rescued them and they are happy. And in that clip that I'm describing, Little Music Man is running, but when you slow it down, and I'm going to put what I'm talking about right now, I'm putting it publicly on Patreon. It's a little clip like, this is what you're supporting, and it's going to be public. But when you slow it down, his feet aren't even touching the grass. And he has so much joy. And you know what? I'm not going to say it publicly, but I want to say, I wish you knew what he came from in the womb. Okay, I'll just leave it at that. And I just wish you knew what the Lord rescued him from. And yeah, I get tired, and Mr. Patient gets tired. And I know we didn't plan on talking about this tonight, but I want you to go over and follow us on Patreon just to see that video that I'm going to put out in a few days. And it's just him gliding over the grass with the most tremendous joy. And let me just say the Lord rescued him. Okay, that's enough. I know you didn't come on here for me to be all sentimental. Okay, I'm glad you are here tonight. We're going to give this away, and then we are going to go. And I don't know. I want to have a live next Tuesday night, and so I think I'm going to, but I don't know. And I'm going to the next 3 Wednesdays, Lord willing. All right, let's give this away. Let me write a number down, and I'm going to ask y'all to guess it. Okay, I've written it down. I'll show it to you. And I want you to guess the number between 1 and 75. And the first person I see who has guessed it will get the book and go now. Between 1 and 75. Well, thank you for saying that, Linda. And I'm not going to lie, it's not always easy, but I mean, I'm thankful and I'm blessed. And they came out of, well, you know, you can probably imagine, or, you know, Rebecca, not congratulations. I want to say, Rebecca, thank you for working with the children. Let's see if I see the number. Anybody, even moderators, can jump on here. And Bonnie, the number was 53, so y'all can stop. Bonnie got the book. Now, Bonnie, here's the number, 53. Y'all can stop. I know this is delayed, so. Hey, Miss Carol, I will have this live after the fact. I'll go back and change the thumbnail. Y'all, I'm not a techie person, and I had to change the link at the last minute because I'd messed something up. Oh, my stars. Congratulations to Bonnie Slee. I met Bonnie at the Homesteading Life Conference last year, Doug and Stacy's conference, and it was just pure pleasure to meet her and to talk to her. And so, Bonnie, I'm going to need you to send me your I don't think I have it. Your mailing address. I know what state you live in, but anyway, send me your mailing address. Send it on Instagram in a direct message because that's what I check, and I will get this out. The folks who won something last, was it Tuesday night? Yeah, last Tuesday night. I have not mailed those things yet because there's crazy people at the post office. Woo, law. And I only wanted to go in one fell swoop. So I'm going to go one day this week after last week's winnings and then tonight. So congratulations, Bonnie. I hope that y'all got some ideas from tonight. And I hope y'all read each other's comments and got ideas. All right, let me see. 8:03, it's time to say goodbye. I appreciate it, Tracy. I just thank everybody for being here tonight, and I will keep this live after the fact. You can share it. And one way, please, thank you for indulging me and not thinking I was crazy when I got off on that tangent about what you're supporting, but it just touches me when anybody comes alongside us and supports us monetarily, because I don't take that for granted. I mean, I do not, and I'm so thankful. So thank you very much. And I just want to read these before I log off. Thank you, Kira. Thank you, Hoot Owl Holler. Appreciate it. And thank you for all your kind words. And I will see y'all live tomorrow. Whoever can join us at 11 o'clock, we're going to talk about TMJ and what has helped me, and migraines and what has helped Little Miss Homemaker, Little Music Man. but not Owen. So it's not for everybody, but I'm going to share those things for 40 minutes. So thank you all so much. I love you all. Thanks for those who were with us the whole time. And I will see y'all in the morning. Bye-bye. Or 11 Central. Bye-bye.